चौधरी साहब के शोशे होते हैं, चलो शुरू करते हैं. Or I can be portrayed, showcased in a different way, which didn't happen. So I said, why not get your own word, write your own film. I had written few ideas in various films that I've done in South, in Hindi also, but I never took the credit. A lot of films got awards also for writing. यहाँ पे जब directors या कहीं actors producer आते हैं, सबको बोला अरे आ जाओ, सब लोग आ जाओ, 20-25 एक्टर होंगे, सब जाएंगे, छुट्टी पे जाएंगे, जिस दिन नहीं भी काम होगा. Happened during COVID, and even now, you know, still I meet hundreds of people every day, and especially on the Sundays, you know, they come from all over the country. I came to Mumbai to work with the biggest of names, producers, directors, production houses. वही दुनिया अचानक छोटी लगने लगी. I remember Chiranjeevi sir I met recently in Bangalore in the lounge, and when he saw the rushes of the trailer of Fateh, he said, this is something I haven't seen ever. You know, I want to wish them all the best. May Game Changer be the game changer for him.
Hello everyone, welcome to Showsha. I am Titas Chowdhury in conversation with Sonu Sood. Hello sir.
चौधरी साहब के शोशे होते हैं, चलो शुरू करते हैं.
Where were you 3 years?
I was trying to make something that I always wanted to. Something that I came to Mumbai for. And all these years I've learned working with all the different directors, actors, different languages. And when I thought that I'm equipped enough to make something that I always wanted to, so I was busy making that. Fateh, in front of you. It took me almost 2.5-3 years to do the prep, detailing, and shooting the film.
But are you saying that you came to Mumbai with the dream of also becoming a filmmaker?
No, I wanted to showcase myself in a particular way,
Right.
which I always wanted. And fortunately, I was very fortunate to work with all these brilliant filmmakers who taught me the craft. But unfortunately, I always felt that there's something I can do better, or I can be portrayed, showcased in a different way, which didn't happen. So I said, why not get your own word, write your own film, produce your own film, direct your own film, and this is how Fateh is in front of you.
Brilliant, brilliant. These 3 years that you're saying, you know, so much went into making this film. I would want to ask you, how long did it take to get somebody like a Hans Zimmer on board?
So actually, you know, Hans, there's a track which, all thanks to Extreme Music, which we got, it's called To the Moon, that's done by Hans Zimmer. And we were finally lucky enough to get the track. And that track is kind of the feel of the film.
Yeah.
And Loire Cotler, the voice of Dune, who's also the vocalist with Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
I was going through an interview of Hans where he said, you know, when he discovered Loire Cotler, and when she sung for Dune, he thought that she will not be able to sing again ever the kind of pitch, the kind of scale she sings on. And I thought, you know, she has to be the voice of Fateh also.
Wow.
So next day I started doing my work, connected directly with her. And when I said, you know, I'm sharing something very special with you. So that's the time I shared the trailer of Fateh. And she fell in love with the whole visual narrative that I had put in the trailer. He said, this is something magical. This looks like a Hollywood film. I would love to be a part of it. And that's how she recorded. She was leaving for a Hans Zimmer tour, which was the word tour, which just is on. And before, a night before, she recorded everything. And she sent me, and now she's the voice of Fateh. And there are some special, like I said, number from Hans, which is called To the Moon. And all thanks to Extreme Music for making this happen. And every single individual who's put their heart and soul to make Fateh what Fateh is looking now.
This is international stuff, really.
Thank you so much. I mean, coming from you means a lot. But I'm glad that people are liking what they see.
Yes, absolutely. You know, not a lot of people know this, but I think you did have some brush with writing with Dabangg.
Right.
You did write a few scenes
Right.
there, right? Here
Right.
and there. Was that the first time you realized that I think I have it in me?
No, I had written earlier also.
Okay.
I had written few ideas in various films that I've done in South, in Hindi also, but I never took the credit. A lot of films got awards also for writing, but I think that writing thing came from my mother's, you know, thoughts. You know, she was a professor in English, history, literature, and she always used to write letters when I used to study in a very poetic form, and I always used to reply her in the same space. And she used to say कि सोनू तू लिखता बड़ा अच्छा है, you know, इसको हमेशा लिखते रहना, you know, don't let this die. And I never realized कि what she meant, and after she passed away, I realized कि कितना ज़रूरी है. And then I started writing all those moments. कोई thought आता था मैं लिख लेता था उसको. And then I started incorporating in my films, in my characters. And when Fateh was written, I always believe dialogues वो होने चाहिए जब when actors say उनका taste change हो जाए, उनका taste इतने अच्छे dialogues and every single individual, whether वो layman, कोई रिक्शा वाला है, दुकान वाला है, teacher है, कोई भी है, वो dialogue बोले और वो relatable हो, उसके साथ हो. So Fateh has got some very powerful lines which I wrote, which came from my personal experience. मुझे मेरे साथ जो लोग मुझे जानते हैं वो जानते हैं कि मेरी बात बात में डायलॉग्स निकल आते हैं अपने आप, और फिर मैं फटाफट लिख लेता हूँ उसको, अरे यार बड़ा अच्छा है, इसको लिख लेते हैं, यूज़ करेंगे कहीं. सो जो मैंने इतने सालों से लिखा उसको मैंने फतेह में डाला भी है.
अरे वाह.
आई थिंक इट विल बी वेरी रिलेटेबल.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's also very nice to see Naseeruddin Shah, you know, and Vijay Raj. See, technically you're a debut director,
Yeah.
and to have actors like the two of them in your first ever film, how validating is it?
No, it's I would say I feel really honored, humbled that, you know, I've got a chance to work with such brilliant actors. But मैं ये भी बोलता हूँ कि जब आपने जो लिखा होता है उसको और बेहतर बनाने में अच्छे एक्टर्स का बहुत बड़ा योगदान होता है. एंड इफ़ यू राइट सम गुड लाइन्स एंड दे डोंट डू जस्टिस, सो लाइन्स, ऑल दीज लाइन्स फॉल फ्लैट. आई रिमेंबर जब मैंने नसीर साहब को नरेट किया था, एंड मैं एक मेरी फेवरेट बड़ी लाइन है कि हर एक इंसान की ज़िंदगी में एक समय आता है जब उसे तय करना होता है कि पन्ना पलटना है या किताब बंद करनी है. सो आई फील कि वो लाइन्स बोलने के लिए भी एक वैसी आवाज़, एक वैसा तजुर्बा चाहिए, तभी वो लाइन में दम आता है. So when you get Naseer Saab, Vijay Raj, all these brilliant actors, so उनको बड़ा मज़ा आया उन लाइन्स बोलते हुए. मेरी जो जितनी मैंने डायलॉग्स लिखे उसके अंदर मैंने डायलॉग्स ऐसे रखे कि डायलॉग्स लगे ही ना, एकदम वो आम बातचीत लगे, पर जब सुने तो अरे ये तो बढ़िया चीज़ है यार. तो कोशिश की है वो करने की, एंड मुझे लगता है कि किसी हद तक कामयाबी ज़रूर मिली है.
मिली तो है बिल्कुल. Now coming to my favorite thing, which is the bloodbath, which I saw in the trailer.
I also saw in the break.
Yes. Arey no, I didn't have that. Anyway, I'm just saying that you know, these are like brutal scenes. You know, किसी के हाथ में ये सब कर देना and गर्दन में and all of that. How do you as a maker decide कि how much violence is too much violence? Did you consciously make an effort कि let's not go overboard beyond this?
I've shot it very. I've shot aesthetically right those scenes, and you know when you just see a trailer or a teaser, जब आप एक individual just a shot देखते, then it hits you. But when you see in the flow of the film, when you travel with that character and someone does wrong and then he's punished like that, then you don't feel that intensity of that particular shot. So I feel you have to watch that film, and when you start living in that world and you see that crime happening, when you see that things happening and why a particular character is reacting to an individual like that, then you don't feel that brutality. So I think I've kept that in mind, the way it's been shot, and how much blood you want to show. It's not that how you start your film with कि मेरे को एक film बनानी है which has a lot of gore, a lot of blood and all. It's not like that. It comes with the process. Sure. You know, I remember in one of the interviews in which Mr. Steven Spielberg said कि the day you think that when you're writing the film and you say that okay, the writing is finished, my film, you know, I'm ready to shoot, that day your film is finished. You have to keep on evolving yourself when you're on the sets, when you get an idea, when an actor comes up with an idea, when a writer comes up with an idea, you have to evolve and again start doing it. Fateh was a journey where things changed.
Yeah.
On the sets also, when actors were reacting in a particular way, when we were shooting, we were growing with the script. Initially, we didn't have America in the film, we didn't have Dubai in the film, so it came with the process. In fact, Nasir bhai also were not in the film. When we
Wow.
completed the film, then after that I got him on board. I thought, he's going to be the cherry on the cake, and I told him that I've completed the film, but I still need you
So
for
his
a day.
scenes were shot later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And since I was a writer, so I was confident that I'll do justice to his character. So those scenes, I don't know, my film has got something which is called transitions in sound and visuals.
Okay.
So every scene doesn't come like after one scene after other, the way we see movies. It's got some connection with the previous scene. Either it cuts with the sound or either it cuts with the visual. Something is there later to it. So getting a new character in the film which has already been shot, edited, was tough. And I don't have the counter actors with me. So if Vijay Raj has finished his work and now Nasir is there to be shot, I'm not going to call Vijay Raj for that, but Nasir bhai is there. I have to make them both be in the same scene without the other one present.
Yeah.
So that was a challenging part, and that was a case study for me also, that how it has to be done, because I was writing. It took me 4-5 days to put things together, but when I narrated to Nasir bhai, he was very, very happy. He said ki Sonu karte hain isko, maza aayega, and I'm sure when he'll see the film, he'll be very, very proud. And whoever sees the film, not in their wildest dreams, they will think कि ये फिल्म के ख़त्म होने के बाद, एडिट होने के बाद, फिल्म लॉक होने के बाद नसीर भाई को इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया था. मेरे दोस्त, मेरे टेक्नीशियन दोस्त या एक्टर, अभी कैसे आएगा सोनू भाई, अभी कैसे आ सकता है, ये पिक्चर खत्म हो चुकी है, एडिट हो चुका है, कैसे करोगे? मैं कुछ कर रहा हूँ, तुम देखना. एंड व्हेन आई मेड देम सी द फिल्म अगेन, दे सेड ये तो कोई अलग पिक्चर बन गई यार, दिस इज सो नाइस एंड ऑल. सो आई मीन दे आर ऑल people who are not just from the technical background, but they thoroughly enjoyed it. So the biggest learning was there's always a scope to improve what you have done.
Sure.
Never live in a shell कि यार मैंने बना दिया बॉस, इससे ऊपर कुछ नहीं है. There might be something you are missing, which some layman will come and point out. Be a good listener, try to correct it, and magic can happen.
That's true. That's true. As a filmmaker this time around, tell me that one side of filmmaking that you discovered, which you perhaps did not know before as an actor.
A director job is very tough. I don't know, maybe it was tougher because I was producing also, acting also, directing also, writing also. But otherwise, even after you pack up, as an actor, when you used to pack up next day, after you come out of the set, your mind is relaxed, you're doing other things. But as a director, once you finish the set, then the mind starts functioning to a next level, because what are you going to shoot, how are you going to tell your teams, production team, direction team, props, how are you going to shoot the first shot, second shot, the whole thing, and then the job starts. I used to have those meetings on a treadmill in the gym post my shoot.
Okay.
While working out, I used to have my direction meetings, tell them what to do, and every time my team used to say कि आज नहीं सर जाएंगे जिम, अभी रात को 9 बज गए, सुबह 4 बजे आए थे सेट पे, फिर रात को 9 बज गए, by the time he reaches hotel it will be 10 o'clock, so he won't come. तो I used to come, चलो ठीक है 10:30 जिम में मिलते हैं, then we'll have this. सर अभी क्या करो जिम, अभी सुबह 4 बजे सो जाओ. No, we have to make sure it happens, because once you go back and you're coming back on the sets next day, there always a slight chance of improving something or improvising something in the scene which you might miss if you don't focus on that. So yeah, a director can't sleep properly.
Yeah, but then a director, I'm sure, wants something when it comes to giving it a very aesthetic feel. Like you said, shooting maybe abroad, या फिर when you're mounting an action sequence, but the producer is also telling in your mind, okay, paisa. How do you maneuver that?
वो एक बड़ा कमाल था, but I think the best part was this producer in me was a very creative guy who never thought कि नहीं करना, but he knew how to use the funds wisely. जब मैं अमेरिका गया शूट करने के लिए, I went alone. There's no assistant, no camera assistant, nothing. I took the crew from there and shot at Golden Gate Bridge with just 12 people. मेरे को सिर्फ 12 लोगों की परमिशन मिली थी उस जगह पे शूट करने, where no film has ever been shot. तो उन्होंने बोला 12 लोगों के साथ शूट कर सकते. That includes your eating, your staff, that includes your catering guys, cameraman, everyone. 12 लोगों के साथ मैं शूट करके आया था. अगर मैं वही एक crew के साथ जाता with a crew of 150 people, you imagine. So that money I saved as a producer. When I went to Dubai, I went to the minimum crew, got all those people, saved that money on a thing. I could have spent that money with luxuries with my whole AD team and blah 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 and everything. But I think there, what the thing matters, that an actor who thinks for the producer will always make a film in a controlled budget.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
यहाँ पे उल्टा होता है. यहाँ पे जब डायरेक्टर्स या कहीं एक्टर्स प्रोड्यूसर आते हैं, सबको बोला अरे आ जाओ सब लोग आ जाओ, 20-25 एक्टर होंगे, सब जाएंगे, छुट्टी पे जाएंगे, जिस दिन नहीं भी काम होगा आप रिलैक्स करो, छुट्टी करो. But you know that's mounting on the cost of the project.
Very true.
So it's not that whether the recovery you get because you are making a big film or something, but you need to respect the time of an actor also. He's not there to holiday. He's there to work. So it happens, but yeah, this is a part of life.
That is true. Going back to, sir, what you said very early on is that you did write for a few films but never took the credit for them. I'm not going to tell you to name the films, of course, but why did you not feel the need to take credit?
Because I was not the writer of those films, but I wrote many scenes.
Okay.
Sometimes I didn't like the script, and those directors and producers said, no, we want you for the film. And I said, okay, I'll narrate you something. In the premises of the same subject. It's not that I'm changing the subject. When I narrate karta, the biggest director said, can you on our dictaphone? Because what you're saying is very, very nice. We want to record that. So, अपना dictaphone, अपना mobile पे microphone on करके मेरे को record करते थे. So, people who know me, once I start narrating something, once I start speaking, automatically the scenes जुड़ने शुरू होते हैं automatically, as if I'm reading something. I don't know how it happens. And they said,
you're gifted.
And somewhere, I think, mom's streak that has come. So they always on their phones and they said, we want to record it, and the script starts flowing. So for many films I've done that. Very big names have recorded those scenes. Those scenes have become rage in many movies.
Really?
And,
now I'm very curious.
I'll tell you off the camera.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good. You're a part of the film, and the film is doing well. The scenes are doing well. You're appreciated. It's okay. But Fateh was a different game. So yes, I had pen and paper always in my hand.
That's great. With the amazing, incredible work that you did, sir, during the pandemic, you earned the title of a Masiha, and I remember, it had us kind of a domino effect. I remember in 2020, you were declared that one of the biggest endorsers, brand endorsers. Brands took notice, filmmakers took notice. They started offering you the good boy roles, right? And while that was happening on one side, you also said that, I wasn't really completely sure of the kind of work that I was getting. So that is why I decided to call my own shots and make this film. How do you look at the dichotomy between this?
No, I think what happened during COVID and even now, still I meet hundreds of people every day, and especially on the Sundays, they come from all over the country. It's a different feeling. It's much more than any box office number. I get 500 crore, 700,000 crore box office are very small in front of a smile that comes naturally in front of you when you change life. I experience that every day. Certainly in the industry that was... I came to Mumbai to work with the biggest of names, producers, directors, production houses. वही दुनिया अचानक छोटी लगने लगी जब आप पोस्ट पैंडेमिक इवेंट ऑन द सेट्स. आई सेड यार इसी के पीछे भाग रहे थे कि यार यही लोगों के साथ काम करने के लिए भाग रहे थे, अभी तो अचानक दिस इज सो स्मॉल. I mean, we all live in a bubble where we try to impress people whom we don't know or who we are not going to meet tomorrow, but we just try to impress them doing our bit. But when you connect with a common man who has no connection with you, आपको पता नहीं कि आप उससे कल मिलोगे या नहीं मिलोगे, and you become someone's hope, आप उसके लिए थोड़ी सी एफर्ट्स डालते हो और उसकी ज़िंदगी बदल जाती है, उनके बच्चों की फ़ीस बन जाती है, उनकी वाइफ की सर्जरीज हो जाती हैं, उनकी लाइफ बच जाती हैं, दे स्टार्ट लिविंग हैप्पीली एवर आफ्टर. और आप उनसे कई बार मिलते भी नहीं हो. That is magical. That is way beyond any craft that you are associated with. So I felt कि अगर ये मेरे साथ नहीं हुआ होता, so I would have lived and died in that bubble, जहाँ पे मुझे लगता है कि यार बढ़िया तो कर लिया, नाम तो कमा लिया, जानने तो लग गए यार, पर और क्या. आप कितने भी फेमस हो जाए, आपसे एक ज़्यादा फेमस इंसान है. आप कितने भी बड़े स्टार बन जाओ, आपसे एक बड़ा स्टार. आप कितने भी पैसे कमा लो, आपसे ज़्यादा पैसे वाला एक बंदा है यहाँ पे. तो हम किसको इम्प्रेस करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. सो आई थिंक अगर आपसे किसी को उम्मीद नहीं तो आपका जीवन अधूरा है, और अगर आप किसी के लिए कोशिश नहीं कर सकते तो भी आपका जीवन अधूरा है. सो डू फतेह, व्हेन वी स्टार्ट लिविंग ए लाइफ विदाउट trying to impress anyone, That is what life is. Every day sometimes we dress up in the biggest of brands. अरे यार मैं कैसा दिख रहा हूँ, अरे वो मेरे बारे में क्या सोच रहे हैं, मैंने क्या हील्स पहने, मैंने क्या पहने. हम यही सोचते रहते कि सामने क्या सोचते हैं. चप्पल पहन के, टी शर्ट पहन के निकल जाए और भैया कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता मुझे क्या मेरे बारे में सोचते हैं. That's what life is all about.
Yes.
So I think that I've experienced. I experience every single day. And I think that was the turning point in my life.
Beautiful. Sir, Fateh is releasing along with Game Changer.
Ji.
You worked with Ram Charan in Acharya.
Yeah.
Anything going on in your mind? Are you bothered? Two such big films coming together?
Of course, good films will always do well. There are hundreds of examples where 2 films or 3 films have released on the same day. They all have done well. I remember Chiranjeevi sir I met recently in Bangalore in the lounge, and when he saw the rushes of the trailer of Fateh, he said, "This is something I haven't seen ever.
Wow.
I would love to promote this film. Tell me when do you want to do it? We'll do something big on this." So this is what cinema is all about, loving each other. I want to wish them all the best. May Game Changer be the game changer for him.
Yeah.
And all the films should do well. Everyone should benefit out of it. And I think when films will do well, we all will do well in life.
Very true. Speaking of good films, recently Pushpa 2 broke all records.
Ji.
The bar is set really high, especially when it comes to action films.
Right.
Do you agree with it?
Of course,
is
yes.
there a pressure now to live up to?
No, it's no pressure. I think good films will always do well. Someone who has put an effort will always show on screen. It's not about raising the bar. It's about saying yourself that you did your job sincerely. You wanted to tell a story a certain way, and you did.
Yeah.
And I think that's the job is done. Rest is up to the audience to decide whether you are right or wrong. But the effort should be right. And tomorrow, going back, you shouldn't feel there are some things that you should have done but you didn't do. So that's what this life is all about.
Great. Thank you so much. All the very best for Fateh. I'm looking forward to watching it on the big screen.
Please do that. Yeah, thank you so much.
It's going to be fun.
Looking forward.
Thank you.